I'm Chris Marbit. I live here in Athens. I've been doing pottery for a long time now, probably about 10 years. But in the last probably 3 years, it's become more of like a concerted effort where I'm really trying to improve all the time and practice consistently and like set goals for myself and come up with frequent ideas that I can kind of play around with. So probably in about the last 3 years is when it really started to pick up for me. I do almost all of my pottery here at Good Dirt. It's a community studio in Athens. They've been around for a while. They're extremely helpful. The owners are just like really welcoming people, and so it's easy to come in here and kind of allow yourself to be creative and not worry about what people think. So it's been nice. I think eventually I would like to have my own studio set up, but just given the fact that it's still kind of early in the process of getting everything going with the business and whatnot, that it's nice to have so many resources kind of just available to me instead of having to really start from scratch with that. My girlfriend and I just started our pottery business officially. It's called ALTELIER96, and we're selling mostly just online, just because of COVID and everything. There's not a whole lot of in-person outlets right now, but we just kind of got our website running. We're slowly adding pieces to it, and eventually I think finding ways to just put more and more of my day-to-day time into pottery and just make it as much of a focus as I can. Eventually just not having any other job and just doing pottery would be amazing. Another thing is I'm trying to go back to what I used to really like to make a lot, was like really narrow, slender bottle forms with these long necks. And I like to throw those on the wheel, usually to about like 12 inches high. And then I'll leave them attached to a bat after throwing, let them dry to probably leather hard, and then I'll put them back on the wheel and I'll trim them still attached upright, and that way there's no risk of the pot flying off the wheel. I don't have to throw a chuck to place the pot in upside down. I can just trim it as it was thrown, and that way, since it's fixed to the bat still, I can get a lot of that extra clay off and really produce a lightweight form that feels really nice in the hands. And then after I'm done trimming, I can take the wire, cut it off the bat, and then let it dry the rest of the way to that fully dry stage when it's ready for bisque firing. I'm always doing a lot of things with raku. So I've got this one form that I make all the time. It's kind of roughly like an egg shape with kind of a straight edged lid to it. Not really lid, but rim. And I tend to take electrical tape or some kind of flexible tape, and I'll tape the outside of the pot after it's bisque fired, and I'll dip it in glaze with the tape on and then pull the tape off while it's still drying. And that gives a really nice crisp line to the pot, which contrasts really well. Say if I'm doing like a white crackle glaze for raku, which is really just a really white, but creates this like really crazy crazing pattern that lets the kind of clay body itself shine through. It creates a really nice contrast with the tape line that ends up being black from the burning smoke and whatever that gets caught into the pot. So that's one thing that I'm always working on. What do I want my pieces to express? I guess I don't frequently think about it in those specific terms. Mostly I want the people who handle my pieces, the people that look at them, to have just like to form a connection with the piece itself. So whether it's picking it up and just noticing the like balance weight of the piece, being able to like remark on the form itself, those are kinds of things that I want people to be impressed by and what I want people to be attracted to in the pieces that I make, because those are ultimately the things that I'm striving to accomplish, is that kind of refinement in the pieces. And so I hope that people, as they like experience my work and look at it and handle it, that they can see the work that I put in through the years to get to that point, and that they can see some of the journey that I've taken to get to that point through that individual piece. And so that's kind of the main thing for me, I think.